Let's go ahead and call this meeting of the Kankakee City Council Community Development Committee to order on this January 6th, 2025. The time is now 6:02. We will start with public comment. If there's anybody here to make a public comment, now is the time. We ask that you direct your comments to the chair, and comments are limited to 3 minutes. Seeing no public comment, we will move on to roll call. Alderman Prude. Alderman Barron, here. Alderman Osenga.
Present.
Alderwoman Swanson.
Here.
Alderman Navarez. Alderwoman Johnson.
Here.
Alderwoman Noble.
Here.
5 members present, 2 absent. We do have a quorum. Moving on to the committee meeting minutes. At this point, we do not have draft minutes for November 4th, 2024. We do have them for December 2nd, 2024. Those were provided late last week. Hopefully you've had a chance to review them. If you're not, maybe take a minute now to take a look.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for the December 2nd meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion made to approve the December 2nd minutes by Alderwoman Swanson, second by Alderwoman Johnson. All in favor of approval of the December minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The minutes are approved, 5-0. With that, we'll go on to the review of the draw vouchers. Here we have two separate months to approve as well. I don't know if we want to go through them one at a time or both together, but Barbie, Maya, do you have anything to comment about the November, December?
I do not have any comments. I feel like these are all labeled. If you want to go through them, you can tell what salary reimbursement, what are operational, what are projects, what contractors we're paying out. Yeah.
I do have a question on November. Home furniture, plumbing, and heating, they've got 3 bills totaling right at $50,000. What is all that stuff for?
So most likely 3 different housing projects. So you've got one that is a lead Healthy Homes project. So they've done a lot of work at one house, and then you have another one where there is our single-family program through our CDBG grant.
And there are 3 that are specifically under Healthy Homes, and those are 3 completely different addresses that are just under the same grant.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions as to either the November or December vouchers? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept and approve the November and December draw vouchers.
So move.
Motion made by Alderman Osenga,
I'll second.
second by Alderwoman Johnson. And I'll note before we go to roll call, Alderman Prude is here at this point. If we could then do a roll call on both the November and December vouchers. We'll go backwards. Alderwoman Noble.
Aye.
Alderwoman Johnson.
Aye.
Alderwoman Swanson.
Aye.
Alderman Osenga.
Aye.
Alderman Barron. Aye. Alderman Prude. All right, 5-0, 1 abstention. Draw vouchers for November and December are passed. Okay, with that, we will move on to the presentation. We are excited to welcome back Mariah Vale, the Executive Director of the United Way for Kankakee and Iroquois Counties, who is here to speak about this year's Day of Action.
This one?
Yes, please.
All right. I might as well just start coming to these monthly meetings. I feel like I've been here a lot and I enjoy it greatly. I'm here to talk about this year's Day of Action plan. The date has been selected to do a little bit of a shift. Instead of doing a Day of Action in June like we did last year, we're going to try shifting it to April 22nd to match up with Earth Day. one of the things that we wanted to work with was there's a couple different organizations locally who have tried doing Earth Day initiatives, and we've approached them and asked if we wanted to just all go in together and really make that a combined effort. Not just in the city of Kankakee, but we're trying to do other projects next year as well. Next year. This year, we're in that year. So this year, we're trying to do projects both with each ward, like we did last year. We want to partner with you again to pick a project similar to how we did last year. But just so you know as well, we're working with other communities outside of the Kankakee as well to try to get a couple other projects going on that day as well, which will be really neat to see some unity around that. I'm going to maybe pass Dave my cards, and that might be the easiest way to get my contact info to each of you. What I'll just ask of all of you is if you could work together as a ward, just like we did last year, talk together about where you would like to host a project, whether it be, we did a lot of park and street beautification last year, which was fantastic. But if you'd like to go another direction, I'm all for it. So we would love to hear your ideas. One thing I will note is we're working better this year to try and get a few sponsorships so that there's a pot of funding that we can use. One question that came up last year, which was great, we just weren't prepared for it, was if we could purchase more beautification type things, like a bench or something to that effect. We just didn't have the funding last year, but we're hoping to have a small pot of funding this year with that local support to try and actually have a little bit more creativity with that. So if you have something in mind, please let us know right away so we know how much we need to work with you on in terms of fundraising. But we have already started that process to try and get some support for all of you. So what my ask would be for all of you is over the next month, since we're kind of working with a tighter timeline than last year, and many of you now might have an idea of what this looked like, what you'd like to do differently. So if you have my card, if you could just contact me over the next month, I'll come back here in February, and hopefully by then we'll have some rough ideas, both in terms of what projects we'd like to do, as well as if there's any projects that need specific financial support we want to work with you on. We're hoping to have initial ideas in February so that we can kind of work on getting that promoted earlier in advance than we did last year. Any questions? Day of action? Yes.
Do you have a date picked out yet?
Earth Day, so April 22nd.
Okay, sorry.
22nd?
Yes, yep, the 22nd. So it's a Tuesday this time
I
around.
thought you said the 27th.
Sorry, yeah, the 22nd. Any other questions or ideas? All right. Hearing none. I'll be back next month. Excited to hear from you, but again, you'll have my card, so please keep in touch.
So, Mariah, real quick, so the idea is still to do the 7 ward projects, but the outside of the city, those will be done sort of separately with other?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Other people will work on those.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
You got to do a project for each ward?
Yes, ideally, same way we did last year with 7 different projects for the 7 wards in Kankakee. We'll also have some other ones, but we're mostly just focusing on Kankakee to start.
Okay.
How did you, time-wise, how did you make that work throughout the day? Because it was kind of nice how some people were able to go from one project to another one. Did you coordinate that, or was that really just?
Yeah, we
preference of the-
coordinated that.
Okay.
So we tried to lay it out so there were no more than 2 options at any given time. There was some overlap, but shout out to the ECDA, members of their team, when Melina or myself couldn't attend a project, would help get them started, and then either Melina or I would check in midway through, or at least attempted to. It was a long day. But yes, between the 2 teams, we were able to kind of facilitate either a united way. I believe for your group, Mike was my hands and feet.
Yep.
But otherwise, most people got a United Way or an ECDA rep.
Great. Okay. All right,
right.
well, we'll see you next month.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you, Mariah. Next up, the ECDA departmental report from Barbie Watson and Mariah Pettigrew.
Hello, hello. Happy New Year. So, new year, new ECDA. We always have a annual action plan, strategic goals. So you will be receiving that complete draft in our 2025 calendar with all of our events and our meetings and our goals in that calendar. putting the finishing touches on it, and we'll get it to you before the end of the month, but then you can see what we're doing, what we're striving for, what our goals are, and what work we're doing throughout the city for the whole year. That is a leadership style of mine that I think helps us stay focused in a very busy world that we all live and work in. With that, we also do a refresh of our branding and reporting and communication documents. We do have an ECDA brand guide as well that we are following, so the report will look different to you tonight. However, because we get better every year with the work that we're doing and the training that we receive, I think these reports get better and more efficient in communication as well. So feel free, if you see something that you think could be better, let me know, but the report does look different to you if you have not opened it yet. It may look different. So thanks for Maya for doing a lot of the heavy lifting while I've been out of the office in preparation for tonight. It's very helpful, so thank you. But yeah, we will just scroll through this director's report in the construction programs. We have now just added a full page here of all of our construction information, so you can kind of see the total numbers, and then we'll break down into the different programs. So we have 38 housing rehab projects in various stages of our process in progress right now, even in the beginning of January with snow on the ground. We're doing some work. And we have 8 in the first ward, 11 in the second ward. We have 0 in the third ward. We have 6 in the fourth ward, 13 in the fifth ward, 4 in the sixth ward, and 4 in the seventh ward. On our wait list right now for housing rehab projects are 235 City of Kankakee residents. I think I've been talking around that number, but to be able to give it to you and see it, put some things in context about what we're doing. From December 24, we did not get any lead abatement projects done. We got 4 healthy homes projects done. We did not get any CDBG programs or MIRA programs completed. And by completed means contractors paid, files closed. There are projects in process, but they're not done until we can close that file. So, any questions as you see just the big numbers lumped together? Okay. Moving to the lead program, we have 8 projects in progress right now. You can see the different wards where those projects are taking place. On this wait list for this program alone, for lead issues, we have 94. We have not completed a project in lead since May of 2024, since we started this fiscal year. A lot of the reason behind that is the training, the certification of lead, environmental, transfer of staff, all of that great stuff that goes into this program in order to be able to run it, as well as having enough certified lead abatement contractors, which we have 3 now. 2 of our 3 contractors, because lead certified contractors are so rare and few, work in Peoria too. So we are getting them back and forth from when they're not doing projects with the lead program in the city of Peoria to here. So it's constant scheduling. It creates a bit of an issue sometimes for us. We are doing contractor recruitment again, February 19th. I was going to say 9th, February 19th. So we will continue our contractor recruitment every year. We've gotten some new contractors, but lead certified ones are rare. We will help train and get them the certification if they are a company that wants to do that process. So just to let you know.
When's the, February 19th, is that?
That's our recruitment day, and if we'll meet interested people that day and get them registered and signed up for our projects.
Is that noon again?
Go ahead.
We do not have the finalized agenda yet. We're doing it split. For the morning is going to be our current contractors, and the afternoon is going to be our recruitment. So it will be the afternoon of that day, but I don't have the finalized agenda yet.
Yeah, I'm taking over. Go ahead.
So I have a couple questions. So this 94 number factors into the 235?
Yes.
No.
No? Is this
This
a
is in
different wait
addition?
list? Look at, I
This is
just
in addition
learned.
to the 235? Okay.
Thank you for
There
that.
might be some overlap if they had applied for both programs, but it is a separate wait list kept on a separate spreadsheet.
Okay.
That's good to know. Thank you. Yeah, no, that's helpful. These are lead issues, so yeah.
Yes. And then, I was going to say earlier this year, but last year, Aqua had sent out that questionnaire, that information on lead. Have we had anything? I know at the time, we hadn't had any inquiries or anything, so.
I haven't had any follow-up or any communication from that letter.
Okay.
Anyone?
We only received one resident who was concerned about it and came to us, so we haven't
Okay.
received much from the residents.
Okay. Thank you.
Cool. The goal for this program, starting this month, for the rest of the year, is 5 projects a month. So that is the goal for the staff to work through. So we have 8 in progress right now. Hopefully, we can get them completed, at least 5 of them. For Healthy Homes, we have 8 projects in progress for our Healthy Homes program. You can see the wards. We have completed 7 healthy home rehab projects since May of 2024. The goal for each month for this program is to complete 5 rehab projects a month. Just to put that in perspective, we did 4 in December, and that's usually our slow month, so I'm optimistic we'll be able to hit 5. Our Community Development Block Grant Housing Rehab Program, so this has several reiterations of different names. Sometimes it's our single-family rehab program, so it's our CDBG grant rehab program. So we have 11 projects in progress for this. You can see the different wards that we're in. We have completed 8 projects through this grant since May of 2024. As of starting right now in this month, we've completed 0. The goal for the whole year for the CDBG housing rehab program, because it operates differently than lead and healthy homes, is to complete 23 rehab projects across the city for the whole year. Weather comes into play because sometimes we'll do HVAC furnaces during the cold months and then air conditioning or roof during the spring and summer months. So these fluctuate differently, and this grant operates differently than the other 2 grants. So it's hard to gauge monthly how this grant will get projects completed. Our ARPA-funded MIRA program, we have 6 projects in progress. You can see the wards there. There are 18 applicants on this wait list, which is separate from the 235 number. And since we have not completed a project in this last month of December into January, the goal for this program for the year is to get 8 of these projects rehabbed for the whole year. This program is much more time-consuming than our other programs because the resident is contributing 25% of the cost, and they are very particular about their contractors, the materials. It's a much more customized housing rehab program than lead and healthy homes and CDBG, which have strict rules. So this one allows the resident to go through constant rebidding, specs, things like that. They're in control of this grant. It takes a lot longer to get through these. So it's more time consuming. And our team, because this is ARPA funded, our team has to meet the federal benchmarks in order to maintain the other grant programs. So this one can't be as high of a priority as those grants right now. But we're still getting through these. So we have 6 in progress. I am optimistic that we'll be able to double the goal that we have here this year, but I wanted to be realistic, because if we get changes from HUD coming down for grants or new funding rules, we need to be able to be flexible and shift, because I'm anticipating that we'll have some changes with the new administration. So,
Is our ARPA allocation, though, locked into this program specifically?
yeah, and just to get it finished before the December 2026.
Okay, but we can't, like, shift too much away from,
No.
okay.
And we'll spend the money. We'll get it spent before December of 2026 for sure.
Do the 18 on the wait list, do we have funds to pay for 18? I don't think we did, right?
No, we don't.
Okay.
No.
Now, one of the things to note too, because this program has taken so long because of, like Barbie mentioned, every project takes a little bit longer, we have kept the wait list as what it was before, because we've noticed that we've come across a couple people who the project they had applied for, they already took care of it in their home, or they're no longer interested. So while that is 18, and we've been hitting a lot of walls with, I I'm not interested in the program anymore.
Any other questions? The demolition program. So we have 5 demolitions in progress. Out of the 5, the 4 are in the 5th Ward, and it's that 400 block on 5th Avenue. So for the grant purposes, it's 4 different parcels. So even though it's like one big project, we have to count it as 4. So there are 5 demolition projects in progress right now. The goal for the CDBG demolition program for 2025 is 8, and that's what we have funding for from that grant. So other demolitions that get done due to fire emergencies and things like that come out of the ESU budget, and DPW usually takes care of those, works with the fire department on that. Our environmental standards and the grant process doesn't allow for emergency response the way that some of our fire properties need to have us be responding. So our demos are different than the ESU demolition with DPW, just in case anybody had any questions about that.
I have a question. And I don't know if you could answer this question or not, but I see that there's a fence around the old Salvation Army building.
Yes,
Is that going to be demoed?
that is not.
Because I already know that their roof is caving in and all the stuff is going on. Is that there for safety reason, or do you know?
Yeah, that fence is there for safety reasons. The city put that fence up with the mayor's direction and a meeting with DPW about that building. There's not funding that we have to demolish that building right now, and there is still ownership, and so they're trying to navigate through the adjudication department, the ownership, and how we need to take care of that building. But that fence is up there for safety purposes right now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The roof caved in. But I mean, you can rehab.
That this photo is the photo. Just take off the top. This house is not required that been
That was a great caveat.
I just didn't change the picture from the last TV. I just wanted that very clear.
Thank you. Within our community development block grant, we have public facility dollars that have been set aside to help with repairs at Fire Station 4 and 6. The funding that is allocated in CDBG for our public facilities at the city is going to go towards roof repair and some, I think, windows in one of the stations. So I am working on this. I'm overseeing this part of the project for CDBG, and so we are in the specs and getting ready for bidding process for these projects. So more to come, but this is the goal for the 2025 public facility portion of CDBG. So we're able to help the fire department do some facility maintenance that has not been done in decades, from what I was told, so I don't know the exact length, but this is a good use of public facility dollars. Our public service programs, so the current allocations that have been made from the previous year's CDBG money, the only agency that has turned in and drawn down all their funds is Options, Center for Independent Living. The other agencies have not turned in their reports. They still have until the end of April to do that. But we try to encourage people to start getting this so we can draw down these funds and get them their money. But they've got to turn in their reports and show their data for direct service and impact to the goals that they said that they were going to do. So I know that we'll get Catholic Charities, no problem, so I'm not worried about any of them. But the other 2 agencies we'll be reaching out to and trying to get them to get their documents in so we can spend this money. The current application process, letters of intent, which are mandatory in order to receive the application. All of the letters of intent have been turned in. That due date has already passed. We received 11 letters of intent to apply for public service funding. That is the most we've ever received. So I don't know if we'll be able to fund everyone, but applications are due January 21st, the day after Martin Luther King Jr. Day. So that Tuesday. So once we get the applications, we'll start the application review process. Any questions about this?
So applications are being taken out.
So the letter of intent is the beginning of the application process. You had to turn that letter of intent in order to get the application.
Okay.
So
You also had to attend,
you also had to attend the event in December for all the training about the grant. We had lots of people attend. There were 4 different sessions. So you had to attend the event and get your letter of intent turned in.
So it's too late to do it now? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Private security incentive program. So then a press release went out. The website has been updated, the link, the application, all of that work has been done. So you can direct your residents to the website, to the ECDA social media pages. They can find the link there. There's QR codes online as well for people to scan, get to the application so that they can just turn it in directly to us. You don't have to worry about it. But as you meet with your constituents and you're out in the community, just let them know that this program is open and they can turn in their applications, and we're accepting them, so. Okay. Community outreach as always. Media outreach continues to grow. We continue to get followers on our social media. We focused on the announcement of the private security incentive program to try to get the word out there to residents that they could apply with their cameras and light receipts. So I'm just pleased with how we're getting the word out there. Neighborhood Walks Initiative, 2024, at the end of the year, we hit 6,264 homes. That's 2,000 and some odd numbers more than what we did the year before. I'm really proud of this program. We've been able to learn a lot from being out in the community, seeing the neighborhoods, meeting with residents, the ones that will engage with us. I think it has really helped us understand how challenging it is to get the word out to people about resources that are available. If you're not looking for it, then you don't know what what's out there, and then because you don't know what's out there, you don't know who to talk to. I mean, it's just a constant, just a troubling cycle of trying to get to the right group of people. And social media and video and everything that we use to access news is so siloed and has the algorithm that tailors you only to the things that you want to see. You're never going to find out information unless we somehow get it straight to you where you're at. And so while this program takes a lot of time and planning and a lot of communication, it is effective. However, we did experience incidences throughout the year at various times where we were yelled at, harassed, dealt with pets, things that put our staff and our volunteers in a place of unsafety. So this year, we have already started internal conversations about a safety plan as we're getting more and more people volunteering with us. But also, we did have a really troubling incident in December where bags with feces was thrown at 2 of my staff members, and that is unacceptable and just deplorable behavior when people are trying to get you information to help you. So, as a director, that just kind of wounded me a little bit to have staff and volunteers who are doing something be put in that kind of situation. And we need to have a safety plan just so people know what to do and maybe offer some more training. So I just wanted to let you guys know that while this program is so successful and we all believe in it, we are having some conversations over the next 3 weeks about what people have experienced when they've been walking that maybe haven't been comfortable to say something to me, and how do we devise a safety plan? How do we include other departments into helping us with that safety plan? So we're going to be doing some work. We are going to start the next walk on January 10th, and so we'll continue to work on this. But I did want you to understand that I'm going to try to put together a safety plan. And I think that that will help us get more volunteers so that they know that they're supported when they're out there. I think just based on some vocabulary and word choices of people when they have said, we like your program, this is why we're not participating, it keeps coming back to, I'm not sure where I'm walking, or I'm not sure what I'm doing. So I think we need to just address that and be able to empower people to feel comfortable when we're out there in the community and know what to do if they feel uncomfortable. So just wanted to bring that up. It's sometimes the hard work, but it's the work that we need to do. And if you have any suggestions or if you have any feedback, please share that with me. That will make putting together a safety plan helpful, so. The email has gone out from Samantha about signups for Neighborhood Walks Initiative. You should all have it in your city email address. You can share that and have people sign up to walk with us. The more people, the more ground we can cover. And this year, we are adding the addition of senior facilities and high-rise buildings. We have not done those before. Takes extra work to find the property managers and work with them, but now we understand that that's what needs to happen to get into those spaces, and so we are working on that as well, so that we can get into some of the residents that maybe fit our demographic better than, some other neighborhoods, so. Any questions?
Can you try to have that sent out again? I don't think I got it. I think it either goes straight to,
It could also be in your spam folder, because that
Yeah.
happens.
I don't know why that happened. I mean, it usually hasn't happened for neighborhood walks, but,
Yeah, we'll get it out.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. And that is the end of this director's report.
Any questions for Barbie or Maya? Last few months, you had provided the list of addresses. I don't know, I guess ask the committee, is that something that you find helpful, that you do want to have as part of the report?
Yes.
Yes.
It's on the printer.
What?
I'll send it
on the
out in an
printer.
email. It's on the printer in our office. I'll send it out in an email tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Yep.
I find them pretty helpful too, just to be able to go by and see.
I was ready.
Yeah.
Walked out with nothing, but I'll send it in an email in the morning in a PDF.
Great, thank you. Okay, any other questions, comments? All right,
I think I saw one of the buildings with the patio that was being done. It's in the first ward. And that was real nice.
all right, we'll go to old business, the private security incentive program. I think you've covered. Anything else you want to mention with that?
No.
Thank you very much for your work on that and helping that to expand.
Yeah.
That seems to have already been a popular program, and just expanding it, I think is going to be helpful.
Yeah.
The Community Advisory
I got a
Board.
question on that. When you say send in your bills, is, like if you ordered it on Amazon, and, you're paying for it, whatever, is that considered a bill?
Yeah, you just print out your receipt, because you already paid for it. So this program, you just turn in your receipts. So there's no bills, like if there's like a monthly security company fee, we're not paying for that. But the cameras that you bought and the lights that you already bought, if you have a receipt, you're just going to turn in your receipt with the application.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I think they told me it was all together, so that's why.
Yeah, if they purchase something off of Amazon or online, then they probably have an email receipt, and they could just print that out and put it in with the application. If they send the application digitally, they can just forward us that email receipt. So, people have done it so many different ways.
And if it's an order that has more than just the camera on it, that's fine. We just highlight the line that has the camera and use that. So if it was ordered in bulk with other things.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Community Advisory Board.
Yeah, we are behind schedule. The holidays did not help when we reached out to people. So we still have some work to do to secure our cab members. So we'll be doing that. I'll be working on that when I get back next week, so.
Does that need to go through committee before it goes to council?
It's going to have to come here. We're going to be behind,
Okay,
but it is what it is. We've worked as hard as we can, but
Yeah.
people's schedule are all, different, so
okay.
I'm not panicking yet.
Okay, then on to CDBG, Public Service Program Update. Thank you.
Yeah, I did that in the report too, sorry.
Okay. Then item D, this kind of comes off of the presentation that we had last month from the Partnership for a Healthy Community and their community health needs assessment. That's a continuing process. The next step of their process is this mobilizing for action through planning and partnership, the acronym they call MAP. They wanted to make sure to invite all members of this committee, the council, to attend that, and that's where they're really going to be talking about social determinants of health specifically. So if you do want to participate, that's at the Health Department, January 15th at 2 p.m. You can go in person, or if you would rather attend by Zoom, there is a link that's available for that. So Matt McBurney did reach out with that information to make sure that we were aware, and if we want to be a part of it, we could. Is ECDA, are they part of that? I mean, that
You've
ongoing?
been invited.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on my calendar. It is. She knows my calendar better than me, right? It's on my calendar.
All right. Questions about that? Seeing none, move on to new business. Does anybody have new business to raise? Okay. We don't have a need for executive session. Last chance for comments from the gallery. Okay, seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Osenga, second by Alderwoman Noble. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, say nay. With that, we are adjourned as of 6:38 PM.